It's the tale of two towns, one spared by the tsunami, the other devastated by a wall of water 13 stories high. For decades, Japanese communities have built breakwaters and seawalls to try to protect themselves from tsunamis. But even having what's described as the world's best tsunami defences didn't save the village of Taro, where the tsunami was recorded at its greatest height, an incomprehensible 38 metres. What's puzzled many, though, is why a greatest height, I beg your pardon. What's puzzled many, though, we'll try that again, is why a greatest height... No, I'm sorry, we've got a problem with our auto cue here. What's puzzled many, though, is why a neighbouring community was spared, the only town not to record a single fatality in the tsunami. The first of a two-part series on the devastation caused by this disaster. The ABC's North Asia correspondent Mark Willesee reports from Iwate Prefecture in the tsunami-hit northeast coast of Japan.
It's been hidden for centuries in one of the jagged bays along Japan's misty north coast. Fudai is a fishing village, and like other seaside hamlets, it's long been prey to tsunamis slamming into the coast at supersonic speed.
We've lost many lives in the past from big tsunamis. In 1896 and then again in 1933. We thought that can never happen again, so we took all possible measures to protect people.
And this is Fudai's defence against the surging sea. A 15-metre-high seawall. The tallest and sturdiest tsunami barrier in Japan. As these photos from March 11 show, the port outside the barrier was inundated. But the wall managed to keep the tsunami from smashing into the town, just. In the end, it came within a metre of flowing into Fudai.
This is the only village which the seawall completely protected. No one was killed. If we didn't have this seawall, this community would have been wiped out.
From on top of this seawall, you can see how Fudai was saved from the waves on March 11. On one side, the wrecked port. On the other, the community of 3,000. Aisa Toa wishes the wall had been here decades earlier, when the 1933 tsunami swept hundreds of Fudai residents to their deaths, including the then 7-year-old's parents.
I remember losing my parents. My sister and I looked out to sea and we just kept crying. Now that memory of losing my parents is mixed up with this tsunami, and I still cry.
When the people of Fudai began building this seawall back in the 1960s, neighbouring communities scoffed at them, describing it as the useless Great Wall. Those other communities believed they'd be safe behind their 10-metre-high barriers. Today, while Fudai is intact behind this wall, those other towns and villages no longer exist. But sometimes, not even a great wall is enough. This is Taro, in the city of Miyako, where nearly 1,000 people are dead or missing, despite the fact it was protected by 4 10-metre-high walls.
This town is famous as a model for tsunami preparedness. Many people from Japan and overseas would come here to look at our walls. But then our town disappeared in an instant, so I feel very sad.
Several years ago, this town was even the focus of a national news report about how to protect communities from tsunamis. These days, it features in news reports and online videos for the opposite reason. This is the tsunami slamming into Miyako City, sweeping or smashing almost everything before it. This video was taken from Mayor Yamamoto's office, which survived the waves. As for his house...
So this is your... what's left of your house?
This is the first time Mayor Yamamoto has returned to his home since it was pulverised by the tsunami.
I can't believe it. In just an instant, the home you're born and raised in can be destroyed like this.
Even if this wall had been twice as high, it still wouldn't have saved this town, because this is the spot where the tsunami was at its most fearsome height. It's hard to believe, but when it hit here, it was 38 metres high. That's nearly 4 times the height of this seawall. Ruriko Araya was playing this piece as the magnitude 9 earthquake struck. The high school music teacher is being hailed as one of the heroes of March 11. Rushing her students up a nearby hill as the tsunami rolled in. While she had faith in the seawall, she took no chances.
This area has been hit by tsunamis many times, and when the last one hit, there was much debate about shifting the town. I hope now people will live on higher ground.
And that's now the debate dozens of villages and towns along Japan's tsunami-ravaged coast must have. Whether to rebuild in the rubble or move to higher ground away from the coast. Either way, it will be a painful and costly decision. Mark Willesee, Lateline.